Have you ever wondered what Brazil's squad for the 2026 World Cup might look like? Well, we may have just received a major hint. Samir Daoud, the president of the Brazilian Football Federation, recently gave us some clues that could help us predict exactly how Brazil will line up for football's biggest tournament. And in today's video, we're going to dive deep into what he revealed and what it could mean for the Seleção. First, let's focus on Brazil's next two international matches against Chile and Bolivia. These upcoming games are not just friendlies. They are a preview, a testing ground for what lies ahead. According to Brazilian time, Coach Carlo Ancelotti will announce the squad for these matches on the 25th of this month at 3:30 p.m. And here's why this matters. The players selected for these two matches are likely to form the core of Brazil's 2026 World Cup squad. Samir Daoud himself hinted that the players called up now, especially for these fixtures, are the ones being seriously considered for the World Cup. What's even more interesting is that performance in the match against Bolivia will be a key factor in finalizing the 2026 squad. Daoud emphasized that players who show outstanding physical fitness and resilience in La Paz, Bolivia, are the ones most likely to secure their spots. Now, why is this particular match so crucial? Let me explain. The game will be held in La Paz, at a staggering altitude of 11,800 feet above sea level. That's roughly 3,600 meters. Playing at such high altitude is extremely challenging. Breathing becomes difficult. Stamina is tested like never before, and even the most skilled players can struggle physically. For context, imagine running nonstop while your lungs are gasping for oxygen. This is exactly the kind of environment Brazilian players will face. And history has proven how tough it is. Back in 2017, Brazilian footballers playing at this altitude even needed oxygen masks after the match. So, the players who can perform exceptionally well under such extreme physical stress are the ones who will catch the selector's eyes. In other words, fitness and endurance are just as important as skill in this scenario. Now, you might be wondering, Bolivia isn't considered a football powerhouse, so why would Brazil weigh this match so heavily in planning for the 2026 World Cup? The answer lies in the extreme conditions. While Bolivia may not be the strongest opponent on paper, the altitude transforms this game into a true test of character, resilience, and athleticism. Players who excel here demonstrate not only their technical abilities, but also the physical and mental toughness needed for the world stage. And according to Daoud, these factors will heavily influence Brazil's World Cup selection. So what does this mean for the upcoming squad announcement by Carlo Ancelotti? Essentially, the next squad announcement is more than just a lineup for two friendlies. It's a sneak peek, a near-accurate glimpse into who will represent Brazil in 2026. Yes, there may be minor changes. Perhaps 4 or 5 players may not make the final World Cup cut. But the majority of those selected for Chile and Bolivia are likely to be the backbone of Brazil's team for the tournament. It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? Without even knowing the exact names yet, we already have a clear indication of how Brazil is shaping up for 2026. And once Ancelotti officially announces his squad on the 25th, we will finally be able to confirm the players who are stepping onto the road to the World Cup. Until then, all we can do is analyze, anticipate, and get excited for what's coming. Samir Daoud's hints have already given us a solid idea. Players who perform strongly against Bolivia, who show incredible stamina and mental toughness, will almost certainly be on Brazil's World Cup radar. This is more than just a tactical choice. It's a strategic decision to ensure that Brazil has a squad capable of thriving under the toughest conditions. A squad ready to compete for the ultimate prize. So, as we eagerly await the announcement, one thing is clear. The 2026 World Cup squad will not just be about star names. It will be about who can rise to the challenge, who can endure extreme conditions, and who can bring their absolute best on the field. Fitness, skill, and mental resilience. These are the keys that will determine Brazil's selection. And while we don't know the exact player names yet, all signs point to a fascinating mix of talent and endurance. In just a few days, on the 25th of this month, we'll finally have the official squad. Until then, we can only speculate based on the crucial clues from Samir Daoud, the president of the Brazilian Football Federation. So, if you've been wondering how Brazil is preparing for the 2026 World Cup, this is your inside look. The Chile and Bolivia matches are not just games. They're the proving ground for Brazil's next generation of football stars. And remember, once the squad is announced, the excitement will reach a whole new level as we see which players have earned their place on the road to the World Cup. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. And until next time, keep following the journey of Brazil as they build their squad for what promises to be an unforgettable 2026 World Cup.